start getting crazy, baby, chill. Don't medicate, just meditate. You waking up now, well, baby, you hella late. Educate, look at what's going on, let it resonate, accelerate. Find your inner hunger like you never ate. Agenda is to push the hate, separate and segregate. Don't celebrate quite yet, the storm is coming, Q, for heaven's sake. Violence that they demonstrate, instigate and penetrate. The values of our country and our God is what they desecrate. My fighters ain't no featherweight, pulling out the seams of the fabric that they fabricate. They feed us lies, manipulate, intimidate through fear and force, forcing us to sit and wait till we come together, congregate, and then we liberate. Praying that you give me strength to find some love amongst the hate, marching on these streets of blood.
Welcome back to the Tim and Steve Show. I am Tim Beard.
And I'm Lydia Urista.
You're guest hosting again today.
Yep.
Steve will be back on Saturday. So you're on vacation this week, so we're like, do you want me to go with you? Sure. Here you are. So let's see. I have to make a correction from Friday's show. So I got an email from Jeff Kessler and that I got something wrong. And so I called him and talked to him, and so I'll correct what I said. So I said that Jeff Kessler went to the school board meeting asking for the Stevens bid on the snow plowing. What actually happened is he didn't go there asking for the bid on the snow plowing. That Stevens, anything with Stevens, he just asked for the bid for the snow plowing. During the selectmen's meeting, Josh said, you know damn well that I do the snow plowing. And Josh looked at it as targeting the situation. But I said that Jeff had said that, and Jeff didn't. So I wanted to correct that because we always want to make sure everything is correct on the show and I don't misspeak about something, which can happen. So Jeff didn't actually go there saying, hey, I want Stevens bids on this. He went there asking for the snow removal bid. Josh is the one that made that connection and said that. So I wanted to correct that. And actually, I think Jeff wants to come on the show next Friday to talk about the warrant articles and all the voting stuff that's coming up on May 9th, I believe it is. Tomorrow, Doug Ring's coming in to do the show with me. He's going to talk about, he's running for selectman. And then on Friday, Jeff North's going to come in. And then Herb Teller's trying to see if he can fit it with his schedule. He had some stuff going on this week especially. And I just said, hey, next week we could do it as well because it's still before the vote. And he's going to see if he can come on. And then I just got to email Barry Connell and say, hey, you can come on the show too if you'd like to, talk about candidacy and stuff like that. So
you're busy.
I am. I'm super busy. New sponsor of the show, Beard Sewer and Drain. So if you have any sewer and drain issues, reach out to Beard Sewer and Drain. And also thank you to Sunshine Realty and Twin State Paving for sponsoring the show. Trying to think, when's the last time you were on the show?
A long time ago.
I know, you're like, oh, this desk, this is different, and this is different, and this is different. And I'm like, and she went to sit here, and I'm like, no, this is where I sit. Steve sits there now. And so it's been a while.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think when it was. Steve, it would have been last summer.
It would have been when Steve brought Zeta to Montana.
Yeah, so it would have been last summer. It's a long time.
I felt like 4 months ago.
Yeah, no, it was more than that. Zeta's almost done with the first year of college already.
That's crazy.
So, Steve called on Friday, literally after I was done with the show, and he's like, did I miss it? And I'm like, yep, you missed it, buddy. And I actually haven't talked to him in, I think it's been like 2 days. It's pretty crazy. So, he's supposed to be coming back on Saturday, and then just in time for the Newport Green Up Cleanup Day. Remember we did that last year?
Yeah.
So it's this Sunday, 9 a.m., meet down the common, and then you'll get bags, and you'll get gloves, you'll get whatever, shirts if you're there in time. Like last year they had shirts, and then you just pick a route that you want to do. You said something about doing Springfield Road, which is our road.
Yeah, because it's pretty dirty.
So we'll have to talk to Steve and see what we want to do, because we talked about obviously doing this road again. But I have noticed that this road's not as dirty as...
It was way worse last year. This year, you just see a little bit of trash, not much.
Yeah, it's the Twisted Tea, Bud Light.
Bud Light is all over our road.
Our road is?
Yeah,
so
our road is all Bud
We must
Light.
live on a Bud Light road. Steve lives on more of the Twisted Tea road.
You see a couple Twisted Tea cans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I did see a Bud Light just on the other side of the little stone wall in front of our house the other day.
Yeah, they love to throw trash on our lawn.
Yeah. Well, I tell them, people that listen and throw trash out on this road to throw it in front of Steve's place. So that it's, well, yeah, because then it's easier to pick it up. That way it's just right there. So instead of having to do the whole road, if you just throw it out in front of Steve's house, it's an easy cleanup.
Well, then Steve's telling people to throw trash on our lawn.
Maybe secretively he's doing shows behind my back and he's telling people, hey, throw it in Tim's lawn.
Yeah, we have a lot of trash on our lawn from people. Last year I didn't really get to help, but
That's right. You had a broken ankle last year.
Yeah.
But you don't this year, as long as I can keep you safe until Sunday.
Yeah, last year I was trying to do it with crutches. Didn't work out so well.
That's right. I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
And this year, Mom's pregnant, so she's like, I don't know how much I will do, which I was like, that's fine. We just want to do it. That was fun. And hopefully the weather. Actually, I got to check the weather because I don't know what the weather's going to be like on Sunday.
Hopefully it's not raining because it's supposed to rain all this week, and then it changed.
Yeah, it's gotten a little better, the weather. So let's see. It's staying showers on Sunday.
Oh.
Rain on Saturday, though, so good thing it's not Saturday. Rain, yeah, next week just. But anyways, the rest of this week, supposedly PM showers today, but then the next 2 days looks nice.
It always says it's raining on your computer, and it's wrong. Well, on your phone the other day, it was wrong. It said it's supposed to be raining every day.
Yeah. I hate rain. Rain's important, but I hate rain.
I only like rain when it's once in a while, not every day.
So we can talk about this real quick because this just came up. So there was this morning in Grand Leadon. Yep, Grand Leadon, there was a big fire. And says no one was home at the time of the fire. No one was hurt. About 35 firefighters and 8 towns responded. First arriving firefighters encountered heavy flame shooting from the home on Fairway Drive at the resort. Grand Leadon's right in Sunapee. The home was destroyed.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I wonder how it was started.
I don't know. I saw it on Facebook.
Wait, that's in Sunapee?
Yep.
I was going to say that's why the police were going by the other day. Well, yesterday, but it wasn't because they were going towards Newport.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so I guess we'll have to see what the weather is for this weekend, but hopefully it will be decent so we can do the... Last year was beautiful. It was a beautiful day out.
Yeah, it got kind of hot, though.
Yeah.
It was still nice.
Yeah. So the last couple of days have been really chilly. Hasn't been pleasant.
Yeah. Feels like winter.
Yeah.
Especially from going to...
Me and Amelia were doing a dig in Springfield, Vermont yesterday, and towards the end of what I could do with it anyways, I was in the excavator, but it started to rain. So Amelia got pretty wet. But yeah, it was, so replacing a sewer pipe, and there's this huge tree in the way, and I was hoping it was going to be off to the side of it, but
it's right under it.
Yeah, it's right under it. So that's not going to, unfortunately. So I did half of it, and then he's hopefully going to have the tree down in a couple of days, and then we'll go back.
It's still going to suck because of the roots.
Yeah, there was literally roots in there yesterday that were like 6 inches in diameter.
There's roots from the tree, but where you're digging, it's kind of far, but there's still roots from that tree going over there.
Yeah, and the whole pipe, so it was Bermico, which is like asphalt and cardboard wrapped up, like legit how it sounds. It's like paper pipe almost. There was roots that pushed up from the bottom and the side. It was pretty crazy. So they ripped all those out, and luckily taking the tree down because even the new pipe could happen over time if you don't.
Yeah.
And the guy's he's been there for 21 years. The house is probably from the 50s. And he's like, I don't know who the hell would plant a tree over, sewer pipe. And I'm like, oh.
Especially because the septic tank is right there.
Yeah. It's not far from, it's there and it's on a bank, and it's kind of a tricky one, but.
The tree's big, so it's been there for a while.
Yeah, I think the house is from the 50s, which my guess is the tree was put in the 50s. It'd be about 7 years old. It's a big. I think it was a maple tree. It looks like it's time to come down. It's getting kind of rough, but.
There's no leaves on it.
Well, no. There's no leaves on any trees yet.
Yes, there is.
Barely.
No.
No.
Besides when it rained, they took them all away.
Yeah, when it rained, they really popped out. That's usually what happens in the spring. But
they'll be gone in a week.
The leaves?
Yep.
On the trees?
Yeah. Yeah.
No?
Yes.
What do you mean they'll be gone? There'll be leaves?
No.
They'll just disappear and we'll have
no
leaves
because
again?
of all the rain we get.
No.
Yes.
No.
The wind. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
you have science class?
Yes.
Who's the science teacher?
Miss Roy.
All right, I'm going to email her after
No,
this.
she's awesome.
I know. Apparently she needs a couple
No.
more years with you.
Last year, all we learned was national parks.
Yeah?
She didn't like me.
No.
Not too much.
Luckily she's not here anymore.
Yeah, she's stupid.
Okay, I wouldn't say that, but I mean, not on show anyways.
She didn't teach us anything besides national parks. We go
And
into
leaves didn't come up in national parks at all?
No.
What about that leaf picture study thing you had to do that you remember you're supposed to take pictures of the trees over a period of time, whatever?
Yeah, that's different. That's like how long it takes for them to
So,
But that was in the beginning of the year for 2 weeks, and then after that we went to national parks.
so
And we didn't
basically,
learn anything else besides
if we
that.
get really hard rain and wind, some of the buds and stuff will come off the trees, but the majority of them won't. So the leaves are starting to come out, and they'll continue to come out. Yeah,
Yeah,
just to point that out.
that's cool.
Yeah, it's important to know these things.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, I saw this the other day, yesterday actually, and someone messaged me on it, which was funny too. I wanted to comment on Facebook about it, but I didn't. Of course, now I'll do it on the show, which is just as bad. But so you ready? This is from the Newport economic developer who has been doing a very good job. She's half-time at the school and half-time at the town.
What's her name?
I think it's Allison. You asked that question. I should know the answer to that. I believe it is Allison, though. Yeah, I think
I'll laugh if you get it wrong.
it could happen. See, Steve would never call me out on these things and be like, "Hey, what's her name?"
Because Steve would know. Yes, he would.
No. Steve knows less of those things than I do. I think it's Allison Bowman. I'll look it up before the show's over. Anyways,
Don't butcher her name if it's wrong.
yeah. Are you looking for a rewarding career where you can make a difference in your community? The town of Newport is hiring, and we want you to be part of our team. The town of Newport is offering a variety of job opportunities across a range of departments, including administration, public works, fire/EMT, and more. Whether you're an experienced professional or just starting out, the town of Newport has a place for you. In addition to competitive salaries and benefits, working for the town of Newport means being a part of a close-knit community that values hard work and dedication. Our employees are essential to the success of our town, and we strive to create a positive and supportive work environment where everyone can thrive. So if you're ready to join our team and help shape the future of Newport, apply today. Visit the website to view current openings for the town of Newport. And so the openings I saw in here were a cemeteries, building grounds, seasonal laborer, per diem, recording secretary, per diem, because Mara Stetson is taking a break from the minutes from the select board, so they're looking for someone for that, which is just twice a month, a couple hours or whatever. A laborer, public works, full-time, a firefighter/AEMT full-time, water and sewer utility technician full-time, highway superintendent full-time, maintenance custodian full-time, maintenance custodian part-time, and a truck driver/equipment operator full-time. Actually, that one's really old, so I wouldn't think that would still be open, but maybe. It says until filled, so it's still on here. They opened that for a position up on 11/4/21, so.
Wow.
So I would just point out that, if you didn't have who the head of the DPW was, you wouldn't lose the staff you're losing at the DPW, like the highway superintendent or many other ones, but that'll be my negative comment about it. But if you're looking for a job, here you go. You don't have to go any further than Newport, and it's benefits, and I'm sure the pay is decent. I don't know exactly what starting pay is, but let's hope it's more than McDonald's. It's hard to compete with nowadays, but
McDonald's actually pays pretty good money.
yeah, it's up to $18 an hour, and people wonder why the food's more expensive, because if you can pay someone $18 an hour to do that, it's going to
Crazy.
cost. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, but yeah. So you can go to the website, and there's positions. There's a bunch of positions open. So, yeah, check that out. Back to this. Erase this so I don't get all messed up here. Something else happening tomorrow is on Saturday, get my days all confused.
That's very mixed up.
Yes. On Saturday, the 29th, the 17th annual Step Up to End Violence 5K fun, 5K walk and fun run event. Registrations begin at 8:30 at the Claremont Middle School, and it benefits Turning Point, which is used to be Women's Support Services. Now it's Turning Point. Does a lot with domestic violence and a lot of other things, from educational stuff with children to helping men or women in bad environments and all those things. So, yeah.
We should do the 5K this year for
The Sunshine 5K, which is next month sometime.
Yes.
Yeah.
Last year was cold.
Yeah, last year was cold.
Really, really cold.
Yeah, which was probably good for me because me and Steve are out of shape and still,
Wore
unfortunately,
pink
are.
tutus?
Yeah, we wore pink tutus. Yeah, we talked about doing that again this year. We just would kind of hoping to be in better shape than we are.
I want to do it this year. Last year I couldn't.
Right, that's right. You had a broken ankle and couldn't do it.
Yeah, and I was looking
Amelia
forward to
did
do
it.
it. I was looking forward to doing it.
Yeah, so maybe this year you'll be able to do it.
A lot of the softball girls do it.
Yep, I
Like
remember
4 or 5 of them
Haley.
did.
I remember Haley.
There's a Gabby girl that used to do
I think
softball.
Gabby, yeah. Yeah, I think Gabby and Haley did it together or whatever.
Yep.
But, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was fun. It really was. We had a lot of fun picking on, like, Chief Wilmot and that kind of thing, and he smoked us, obviously.
And then there was a kid behind him that
Almost beat him.
almost beat him.
He was, like, 14 maybe or something like that. But,
Yeah, he was my age.
yeah, he was just a good runner. I, like, sprinted off through the bridge, and
And then you stopped.
yeah, I was right with Chief Wilmot the whole way through the bridge, and then after that, I was like, "Yep, I'm done," which kind of screwed me for the whole thing because it kind of took my energy away. And but it was like a bottle rocket, went, and that was it. I was like toast. And I don't understand
through
the
the bridge.
concept of the whole like jogging at pace. Like Steve has all this down through the military. He knows.
I can
like,
jog.
but I just don't. I just have like a slow and a fast. I don't really have any.
I can. So what you do is, if you're running really fast and you want to like end fast, you just jog.
I know, but I have this. It's either like I don't know. There's
That used to be me.
two speeds:
I like
slow, and then fast for a short period
There's
of time.
no medium.
Right. And Steve's like, you gotta slow. You gotta be, But Steve's in the military. He knows this whole.
You don't have to be
pace
in the
thing.
military. I mean, but Steve's pretty smart for it.
Well, he's done it. He's done it. So the fact that he's done it so much, he knows. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't learned that. Like,
It's
you can
just
jog at a pace.
you have to start jogging
That's true.
instead of just either walking or running. Just jog. You'll learn. I didn't know how to do it. 'Cause I used to sprint.
Yeah, that's what I'm ready. I'm like ready to sprint. I'm like, here we go. And then, but then the time I sprint, and then toasted. Sprint at the wrong time.
Thinking about running reminds me of the time we did a relay. Each at the buckets.
Yeah, I fell down.
Hit the softballs. I was dead.
I think of running. I always think about when we go to the track and you're like, I can jump this hurdle. And what happened? What happened?
Shut up.
No, what happened?
I broke my ankle.
But how did it happen? You jumped the hurdle.
And I landed wrong, but I landed one foot but didn't land the other one.
So ever since
And I also
then,
wasn't wearing the bus shoes too for that.
no more hurdle jumps.
No, I'm gonna do hurdles. Just kidding.
So we talked about this on the show, but now you're on the show. We can talk about it. Last Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah, we won our game.
Yeah.
First game of the season. You guys won 5-4.
Yeah.
I was super proud. I wasn't sure how going into the game was going to be, but they had played no games up until that point either, so it was perfect because it was both teams' first game of the season. So
I feel that when we play them again, we'll be able to beat them by more. We're like more prepared.
maybe, but
Because
they
we
may
didn't
be
really-
more prepared too.
Yeah, they'll probably be more prepared.
Yeah,
But when that girl got home, I didn't think I thought we were tied at that time. Because then I realized two girls got home.
right. I thought you were tied, and I was like, and I was happy. Like, all right, well, we're gonna tie the game. That is what it is. But then
I thought they got home, and when that girl got home, they were ahead.
no.
But then we had 2 runs. I know that. I didn't.
So you guys won 5-4,
Yeah.
and no, it was a really good game. It was a really good first game.
We ended
And-
with a pickle.
Yep. And girls stepped way out of the baseline and got out. And so then last Friday I asked Stanley, he said that they played, I don't know who they played, but
Fall Mountain.
it was Fall Mountain. Okay.
Yep.
And they won 12-5, so that's good. Good for them.
That's really good.
Because the varsity girls are way behind. Like, as of last week, most of these teams had already played like 4 games, and Newport hadn't played any. So
Yeah, we're
gonna have to
starting off late.
yeah, and they have to catch up. Varsity does because it's a standing and playoff thing. The JV doesn't have playoffs, so
Yeah.
But we have a game 5 o'clock on Tuesday.
Home.
Home versus Kearsarge, and actually the varsity has a game Monday. I'm pretty sure it's at 4.
Home.
Home. I'm not sure who they're taking on, but
It's probably Kearsarge.
it's probably Kearsarge.
Yeah, because we have
Usually
like the
that's how it works.
same schedule, just different days.
So we'll see. It'll be tough for us because they're kind of coming out of a week of a bunch of the girls are gone.
On vacation.
We have a couple of girls hurt, which hopefully will be better for the game.
Yeah.
But we're going to do a practice today, which just hopefully try to do mostly batting.
Yeah.
That's where you guys really struggle with batting.
Yeah.
Some of you
I got
more than
very-
others. You did well. You hit
Every time.
every time you got up. You hit, and you had an infield home run.
And outfield, you mean, not infield?
Well, in the field, as in you didn't hit over the fence home run. Yeah,
Sorry.
I tried to tell you to stop at third. You couldn't.
I
you said you
tried-
couldn't.
No,
and you
'cause-
managed to get home, so it
Because
worked
I
out though.
went halfway and then I tried to come back and stop myself, but I rolled my ankle. I was like, when I go back, I'm not going to be able to run.
Yeah, so
I'll be jogging.
but you got home, so you had a really nice hit that was over the left field's head,
Way over.
and then
I went back
you
up.
managed to get that extra base. That it would have been a triple easy, but
Yeah.
you managed to get an extra base out of it. And
They fumbled the ball a lot too. One time, when the girl wasn't paying attention, and they threw it to her. But then after that, I batted. I got to right field, and I was so surprised because I never hit into right field.
I don't know, the trick's to learning how to do that because
Because I want to hit the right.
Cheyenne's really good at putting it center right, and she's a right-handed batter. So,
Yeah, I want to learn how to get better hitting it to right.
but it's been great because 7 out of the 9 players on your team are 8th graders, and it's JV. So
Yeah.
you guys are playing at a higher level, anyways. So it's good. You guys play
I
really
also
well.
haven't
and-
played in 2 years, so it's kind of hard.
I know you guys. Everyone lost a year with COVID. Plus, then last year you broke your ankle and lost
then I
that year.
couldn't
So it's been tough, but you guys did well. So yeah, if you're out and about Monday or Tuesday next week, please stop down to the softball field. They don't charge to get in. It's 4 o'clock for the varsity on Monday, and it's 5 o'clock for the JV on Tuesday. And I know we're facing Kearsarge. I'm pretty sure they are too. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'd love to have as many people there as we can. The field's all done, so Stevens had been hired to redo the infield.
Looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks great. It hasn't been done in years, and so they tore out all the old material and then brought this new stuff in that's more like
It's more
softball material.
Yeah, and the bases are lined up now. 'Cause they
Yeah,
used
the
to be, like,
bases are
kinda
a little
crooked.
weird. I don't know if the first, second, third is out there yet. I know Miller said that they're waiting for the new bases to come in or whatever.
They
which
should. Yeah, I think they have them.
it's supposed to be this week, so
Yeah.
hopefully it'll be good for next week. But
And they leveled it out, so when you're stepping on the field, you're not stepping down, you're just stepping on the
yeah,
field.
so if you drive by there and you're looking at that, that's what happened. Stevens did a great job with it, and we're hoping maybe after the season between myself and Kay Stevens to just get together and sing about Rototill and the whole outfield, and then to come in and they have a Harley rake or whatever, and they can level it all out because there's dips and everything in
Yeah.
there. So
A lot of it's from the rain. Like
yeah,
rain
and
damage.
it hasn't been done. I don't think the field's ever been redone since it's been put up. So
Yeah.
and it'd be a simple thing where we'll
just
level
need-
it out, seed it, and then next year we can have an even nicer field. So
You just need a fence now.
yeah,
Because
hopefully
our-
Miller gets that because we're going to need that.
Because our old one, it just has a hole on, and it's like starting to.
All right, so the old fence is set up for adult league. It's way
Yeah.
further. Yours is supposed to be, I think, 220 feet to center and 200 on the left and right field or whatever. But so I don't know, something going on there. The rec center has the fence. I don't know. But
Something
hopefully
like
Miller.
that. Like the fence we were using for
Yeah.
years has holes in it, so it goes under the net, and it's supposed to stop it. So
Yeah, so hopefully get that figured out. Hopefully the boys' field will get done
hopefully, so they can have some home games.
because there's a setup, but it still needs some things.
It needs quite a bit done.
Yeah, that was a project they snuck in last year. Managed to get it done before weather got real bad, which I was super impressed. The grass came up as good as it done. It's as good as it did because they didn't water it. They just seeded it. And
It was green. It was green.
yeah, it came out really well. So
Yeah.
yeah, so if people are wanting to see a game, let's
Come around Monday and Tuesday.
yeah. And then so another thing I want to talk about, positive thing from the school, was Newport track report. So
They have quite a few members this year. There's a lot.
last week, I don't know what day, I'm trying to read it. Maybe it'll come up as I read it, but meet number 4,
Oh, for varsity, high school,
high school.
yeah, Friday.
So it was last Friday.
Yep, because that was the day we went to. No, Thursday.
Thursday.
Whatever day, because that's the day we went to the
Recycle percussion.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was
So it's
Thursday. Because I was like, oh man, it's not good to have a track meet and that happening all at once. Yes.
and a meeting.
Yep, so Thursday. So Kyle Ashley led the Boy Tigers to 173 points with his track event on Thursday. He won 4 events, discus, shot put, javelin, and was part of the winning 4x100 meter relay. Eric Wilkinson had a great day as well, earning 3 firsts and a second place. The Tiger Boys had winners in the triple jump, which Aiden Cowett, the 4x800, 4x400, and 4x100 relays. Caitlin Clare also won the 100 and 200 meter dashes, clocking 11.75 in the 100. Ashley is leading the state with the best javelin throw of the year at 175 feet. That's pretty impressive. The Lady Tigers earned 4th place with a small team on Thursday due to some injuries. Torrance Williams earned a 1st place in javelin by throwing 84 feet 11 inches. Maddox Lovely snagged 1st place in 100 hurdles, 200 meter dash, 300 hurdles on the day as well.
Holy crap.
The girls earned 79 points on the day, as the Stevens girls was the 1st place team, and the teams at the meet were Stevens, Fall Mountain, Mascoma, Mount Royal, Gorham, and Newport. So, good job, guys. That's awesome.
That's really cool.
I used to love watching Marius throw the javelin.
Oh, yes.
And then now watching Kyle, like, it's pretty crazy because the thing's really light. It doesn't weigh much. And to throw it that far.
But it's still hard to
Yeah,
throw.
it seems easy, but it's so about form and making.
Didn't
to do it
Jonna
right.
do javelin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
John did javelin.
And he did
discus.
races. He did one running thing. I remember that.
Him and the kids used to call it the fatty 4x4 is what they call it.
Fatty 4x.
Because it was him, it was Logan Ash, and 2 others.
But he can run. Jonna can run. He's fast.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, he can run when he wants to.
Yeah, when he was running.
No, that was
That was funny.
it was fun watching Adrian on track.
But his whole body got scratched because he fell on the ground for a check. So it was either run over Logan or hit the ground.
Yeah, I
Because
remember.
Logan was
Yep.
not in the right lane.
Yeah,
like,
something
right
happened
foot.
there in the relay, and yep.
And then his face was scratched. But they won it.
Yeah. No, they did. We have a lot of good athletes in town, and it sucks because, in a way, like track takes some of our could be softball players.
A lot of the population went to track this year.
Yeah.
Like seems like every high schooler is playing track.
Right.
And there's a lot of middle schoolers. So my science teacher, PJ asked her to like open, because she runs a lot. She did the like log run. I don't know if you know what that is, like 100 miles, and she ran with like a log in her hand. And she's like fast, but like she runs a lot. They wanted her to like do a middle school team for track, like their own middle school, so they're not up on varsity or whatever it's called, high school, so they can have their own meetings and stuff.
I know Owen does track, my nephew and your cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll have to watch at some point.
Yeah.
It's tough fitting everything in and trying to get. It's a challenge. So.
Especially since you're a softball coach too, so we have softball every day.
Yep. It's good though. It's rewarding. So.
It's fun.
Another thing, Newport economic development thing. Attention young professionals, don't miss out on the upcoming meeting this Thursday. So tomorrow at 6 o'clock, this is your chance to network with other driven individuals, share your ideas and experiences, and learn from others in your field. Our meetings are packed with engaging discussions and activities, and you'll have an opportunity to connect with like-minded individuals who share your passion for success. Whether you're looking to make new friends, expand your professional network, or simply learn something new, our events are a perfect place to do it. And so mark your calendar tomorrow, 27th at 6 o'clock at the Sugar River Community Room, which is right next to the DMV. And it's an evening of fun and networking. Can't wait to see you there. So pretty cool. A lot of things coming out of the economic developer's office and local stuff. So I'll say that one. Yeah. Last thing, and I haven't talked to Steve yet about this. So when Steve comes on the show, so we do a show probably on Monday, we'll I'll mention this. So I won't tell him anything about it until then. But so Thursday, May 4th. So next Thursday, 5:30 to 7:30. So it depends. We could have a game, and I might not be able to go or practice. But it's a vegetable gardening workshop, and it's at the Richards Free Library. And and we're joking because Steve's really good in the garden.
He is really good. I saw plants in his house. They're not like plants, but they're starting to do what we did yesterday.
Yeah, you guys, you and Lydia.
Adelina.
No, Adelina. See, all these kids. Planted the seeds in the thingies. And
we did a lot. It was like over 100 seeds. It was long.
That was just the
Ones
stuff I was
that
supposed
take
to pre-plant.
longer.
Yeah,
Like
I have a ton of other
broccoli,
seeds.
Brussels sprouts, flowers.
I got potato seeds the other day at Runnings. Got a big bag of those.
Oh, yeah.
Joys.
In the rain.
Yep. The joy is I have to finish moving the garden up behind the garage, so I have to fill that in and stuff first, and so I have a lot to do. But we should have planted those seeds when Steve left 3 weeks ago. But
But yeah, there's already sprouted and big.
yeah, his are coming right along. So, but anyways, gardener Jane Raymond, no clue who that is, but we'll be presenting a workshop on vegetable gardening. So anyone in the community wants to come out, it's at the Richards Free Library. Coffee and light refreshments provided. It's 2 hours, and it's about the location and different things to plan and when, and so it would be a good informational thing for someone that, even if you're a professional gardener like Steve, he's a big gardener. You always could learn more things, and because there's always little tricks and stuff that people don't necessarily know.
Yeah.
Like some of the old timers might have a little trick to do something, and so potentially
Better way to grow something.
Yeah, so maybe
something like that.
learn it in this little workshop they're having. So
plants are pretty cool. We did for science. She did planting things. So she bought seeds and stuff and let us pick 6 or 7 of them and plant them. And then we did a bean. Everybody had to do a bean, and then we planted a bean and to get a little bean vine.
So is it Jolly Green Giant magic beans and beanstalk coming up? Or
Yeah, it's gonna be a beanstalk.
going up way up there to the Jolly Green Giant.
Yeah.
No, but you came home with plants and you had.
Yeah, I also took some other people's home because she takes home the people's that they didn't want. They just did it for the grade.
Mm-hmm.
And she gave me some so I could take some. So we're going to have a whole bunch of tomatoes and peppers and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a ton of tomatoes and peppers and different things you guys planted yesterday. We started.
I also have flowers. The flowers are really cool. They're going to be pretty.
Flowers. So we're trying to get the front of the house all cleaned up from winter and then moving, and we're gonna plant plants up by
Mom
flowers
told
up
me
by the
about
rock,
this.
and
It's gonna be pretty, especially if we have the little boxes, the
Mm-hmm.
boxes in front of the house. It'll look pretty.
yeah, so we want to, because obviously we want it to look nice. So
Yeah.
that's always been the plan, and then I've got to finish siding the garage. There's a lot to do. Let's not even talk about that, but yeah, if you're out there and you don't know much about gardening or anything, this would be a good thing to go to, and it's no charge. At least I haven't seen anything on here that says there's a charge. So May 4th, it's a Thursday from 5:30 to 7:30 right at the Richards Free Library, which I noticed the other day, and I'm pretty sure it's on the Warren article this year, and we'll ask Jeff Kessel when he comes on next Friday, but I believe the roof, finishing the roof or something on the library, because obviously if you have a library and you have a roof that leaks, it's a bad combination.
Yeah, especially books.
Yeah, I mean,
A lot of books.
Kind of like having an OR for operating, at the dump. It's not going to work out so well for you. They had put a picture online of the shelf where they removed a bunch of books because the roof leaks, which to me
That doesn't
seems
sound good.
stupid and should be fixed immediately. But anyways,
Not
that's
take time.
So that's on one of the warrants, and so I'd ask everyone to vote to, fix the roof on a building that's been in town longer than any of us have been alive.
Yeah.
Seems like a no-brainer, but
When we were going by the cemetery on Corbin, That old church, they took it down a long time ago when we were living over there.
The school building, yeah.
Yeah, they put that into a house now.
Yeah, so
It's very tiny. It took them like 3 years to build.
yeah, they were.
3 years.
It was supposed to look identical, but it
It
doesn't.
does not. It's like a house. It's just a house
which-
they put there.
It was just the lady said she wanted to make it identical, which okay, it's cool, whatever.
But they could have just like fixed it, like upgraded it from like not tear the place down, like just upgrade it from the place.
Yeah, it's too bad because it's a
was
original
old.
old schoolhouse from the 1800s.
Yeah.
And but yeah, there's
If
a
they
house there now.
If they kept up with it.
Yeah, well, that's usually what happens. So it's you get a house, you don't realize how much it costs to repair things, or you
Yeah.
fall behind on stuff, and yeah. So, but yeah, there's a house there now.
It's crazy. It's changed a lot since we lived over there.
Yeah, it's crazy how much changes, isn't it?
Yeah, especially like we literally moved. I don't know how many months ago. How many?
We moved their last day on Herdway Road was December 1st.
December 1st. Yeah.
It's been a few months.
So that's crazy how much changed when like we passed there every day and you didn't see anything different.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden, like 4 months when we're gone, something changes.
Yeah, suddenly it's like boom,
Boom, there's a house.
crazy.
Because they weren't even starting to build 5 months ago. They just
Yeah, yeah. No, it's well, when we drove by the other day, the house is completely up and the garage is about to be started or whatever. The foundation was there for that, so yeah,
that's crazy.
it is. All right, a few national things. This thing kind of is close to home and it irritates me too. So, school district replaces boy and girl with gender inclusive phrases. Person who produced sperm and person who produces eggs. So instead of a boy and a girl, So
Yeah.
So I looked this whole story up. So it's out of Vermont, which piqued
Vermont.
interest in me, right? Yeah.
That's close.
Yeah. A letter from Vermont school district to parents expressing a policy change to use gender inclusive phrases in places of words like boy and girl in curriculum unit about human reproduction. The letter went on social media and went viral. It is time for our science/health unit about the human body focus on puberty and human reproductive systems. This unit will take place during the last few months of school. Read the letter from Founders Memorial School Principal Sarah Jablonski, maybe. In an effort to align a curriculum with our equality policy, teachers will be using gender-inclusive language throughout this unit. With any difference, we strive to use person-first language at best practice, she added. The letter outlined, for example, new political correctness language, person who produces sperm in place of boy, male, or assigned male at birth, and then person who produces an egg, girl, female, assigned female at birth. The letter said the curriculum was going to focus on physical and emotional changes that occur during puberty, and also introduce the basic structure and function of human reproductive systems. Many were extremely critical of the new policy and called on parents to pull their kids from school and homeschool instead. One person said, "Are you kidding me?" In big letters, stop it. Stop focus on sex and gender and focus on education. No wonder kids are confused. No wonder they lack grammar skills. No wonder they are lost. They go to school to learn. They can't learn in a world of, they can't learn in that word salad environment. Homeschool your kids in Vermont was one of the tweets. And the letter was widely circulated and garnered 60,000 views in less than one day.
That's messed up.
So I looked up.
Literally, you like go to school for.
Yeah, and I looked up Founders Middle School or Memorial School, and it's in Essex Westford School District. So it's in Essex Junction, Vermont, and the grades of the school are 3, 4, and 5. So
So that's like elementary,
yeah, elementary school.
not
3,
even.
Yep. So instead of saying like males produce sperm and females produce the egg, and then that's how you make a baby, whatever, they're not going to use those terms anymore. So we're going to lie to kids, and we're not going to tell them the truth. We're going to change science because some nut job doesn't like
That's
what's
so messed up.
being said. And you wonder why, for instance, like New Hampshire has the highest rate of kids dropping out of school and being homeschooled at 14%. You know,
That's ridiculous. The teachers worry about more what they, like, not even teach. They don't teach us anything besides, like, they're trying to get us brainwashed.
Yeah, this is a, I'm sure so policy changes would have to be a school board policy change, which is typically how it's done, and I assume Vermont's no different than New Hampshire. So to change a policy, then someone had to bring this to the board. It's just political. And then it's third, fourth, and fifth graders. So we're not talking like seniors in high school that, are almost adults no, we're talking young
They're
children.
trying to brainwash them.
Yeah.
Like, they don't get anything through their head.
So the student, the third grader is going to come home from school and, say, hey, I learned, all about whatever, and we're going to call it the person who produces a sperm and a person who produces an egg. Okay, so if you know those terms, right?
Yeah.
So if I teach you and you're like, oh, the person that produces a sperm, okay, who is that person though? So who is the person that produces a sperm? Because that doesn't describe the person. That doesn't say who the person is. That just says person who produces a sperm. So you're not teaching them a damn thing.
I was
You're
just saying.
confusing them more. So, the person who produces a sperm, which would be the male, because men are the only ones that can produce sperm, and females are the only ones that produce eggs. And every person alive today was born to a female. That's how it works.
Ever since this, like, gender stuff came out, that you can't say anything. Like, a lot of people get offended if you don't call them by what they want to be.
Yeah, so you have to play into their fantasy world.
Like, even if, like, someone's in my grade and they want to go by a different name, I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't believe in that. You're going by this for me.
Yeah.
That's your name.
You're registered in school as so-and-so.
Your birth certificate. What does your birth certificate say? That you're a female and your name is this. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm going to call you.
Yeah. No, it's pathetic. And this is Vermont. So if you're thinking like, well, it's way out west. No, there's crazy stuff happening out west. But no, this is Vermont, which honestly doesn't surprise me with Vermont. But we're talking third, fourth, and fifth graders. So they're not going to learn anything. They're just going to think the person who produces the sperm, who is that person though? So and I'm telling you find that there's probably a third, fourth, or fifth grader in this whole mix of the school that will then call out a teacher and be like, oh, so like, a male? And what are they going to say to that? Well, we don't use those terms. We don't say those things.
Yeah.
So you're not going to teach them anymore. You're just going to teach them to be little puppets that, use the terms that less than 1% of the country cares about. It's ridiculous. I'm so done with this shit.
It's so stupid. Ever since, like, I can't, like, it just makes me so mad that, like, you can be what you want, like, gay or anything, but don't change your gender. I mean, you can dress up as anything you want, but don't push me to be like, oh, you're gonna call me like like him. I don't know. If you're a girl, I'm calling you a girl, like her. Like, I'm not gonna change my your pronouns, for me to call you that.
There was actually a story the other day, and I couldn't verify the whole thing, so I didn't bring the story up, and now it just fits. But there was a boy. It was a young boy the other day that they're doing transgender surgery on, and the boy died because they're taking like some of his colon to use for that surgery because he was too young to whatever. It's disgusting.
It's ridiculous.
And honestly, like, and I say this on the show all the time, Lydia, like, I don't care what you do when you're 18. It's your problem, right? So if you want to, cut off your penis and become a girl or whatever you want to do, like, hey, it's all about you, I guess. Go for it. But don't expect us to pay for it or fix you later on in life when you've decided you made a horrible mistake. But now they're pushing this more and more on kids. And actually, Washington State just passed something that if you came to, say you live in Washington State and you came to me and Mom and you're like, hey, I want to become a boy. If we're like, yeah, that ain't happening, they actually could take you from us, take the child from the home, because it's, apparently some sort of child abuse if you don't let your child
That's ridiculous.
mutilate their body. So,
but like, kids like in elementary school, they see it and like they're like, oh, I want to do that. Like, as a kid, I was like, oh, I want to dye my hair. I'm so glad my mom did not let me dye my hair because I would have dyed it every color I wanted. But like, their brains just, they're not like,
they just go with the flow of
they're
things.
Like, oh, that's so cool. Like, I want to do that. Like, no, like.
And to try to say that a third grader has the mental capacity to make decisions like that is ridiculous.
Well, I think it's dumb that their parent, for one, let them go.
Mm-hmm.
But that's their parents' own fault because he passed away because of what their parents let him do.
Yeah, with that story, yeah. But now
you should be a certain age to be able to get surgery or
once you're
anything.
18, I guess you can do whatever you want, but you should have to pay for it yourself. There should be no insurance going to cover it. There should be no...
That's ridiculous.
Well, no.
You're like, oh my God, like you guys can believe what you want. Like that's cool. Like just don't push it on me or like make it like this. Like what's happening now.
And that's always been the thing is you can believe whatever you want. You can think whatever you want. Don't push it on me. And that's what's happening now in this country is they're pushing it on everybody.
Yeah.
And if I don't accept it, then there's something, I'm a bigot, I'm this, I'm that. No, I don't accept your fantasy. You can come and be like, hey, I'm a pirate. I'm like, yeah, cool, good for you.
What happened to us like being able to have our own like
Free thinking, free
free
thought.
being free?
Yeah.
Like we don't have to believe in what you do, but just don't.
You have less than 1% of the country dominating and telling
Now, like in
the rest of
school,
the country
like
what to do.
if you don't do this, like if you don't like the gays, then they're not friends with you. So like it's just like that's your guys' own fault. Like, but like don't put that on me. We're not a bad person because we don't like gays. I didn't say I didn't like gays, but like I'm saying like if you're not this or you don't do that, and like you're friends with people that don't do that, what happened to people having different opinions being friends?
No, yeah, exactly. What gets you isn't you don't care if someone's gay. You just don't like the whole. You need to call me this now.
Or you should believe in this, or
Yes.
this is what's gonna happen, or like no, I don't believe in that stuff.
Right.
It's not like
Right.
my
You
belief.
don't care if someone's gay. You don't care about
Like
any
you
of that.
guys can be that. I'm totally fine. I support you, whatever. But don't push it on me. Like I'm not gonna become gay
Right.
or anything.
No, and that's the crazy thing. Like, and then actually I was sent a copy of a book from apparently a Lebanon middle school, which we'll probably do. I'll talk about this more when Steve comes back. But basically, there's this sexually explicit book. Man, what was the name of it? I don't remember. But it was horrible, and it was middle school, and it was Lebanon, and
That's crazy.
ridiculous, like completely ridiculous. But I guess if it's, I don't know, it's ridiculous. The whole thing
That's
is just
ridiculous.
not right. You go to school to learn math, English.
To get a degree.
To
So
get
you-
your education and then go off into either college or to a job or just being prepared.
Not to learn about
Right.
like last year when like I like you didn't have to not teach me if I wasn't wearing a mask. You can teach me. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm not affecting you. If you don't believe it, put on another mask because that's what helps you with your vaccines.
Yeah, you're the child that was kicked out of school every day until what, March of last year?
Yeah.
Because you refused to wear a mask. You're the
I'm
only
sorry.
one.
Like that's your belief. Perfect.
Yeah.
Don't
Come to
affect
find
my
out,
belief.
masks did nothing, vaccines did nothing. And
Yeah, and what happened? The mandate stopped, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And after I stopped wearing a mask, everybody had to stop wearing a mask. Didn't have like it was optional. They didn't have to wear it, or they could wear it.
Yeah, majority
Well,
didn't.
Yeah, majority didn't. Besides the families, which is okay.
Yeah.
But
I still can occasionally see kids with masks on and just
I saw the
feel
other
bad.
day
Like you need some mental
on
counseling.
TV when I was watching it, a parent wasn't wearing a mask, but their kid was wearing a mask inside. Their own kid that they give birth to.
Yeah,
You're wearing a mask.
some people are just
Or
nuts.
even in your car. You're that scared
But by
scared-
yourself, right? You're in your
scared
car by
by-
yourself, and
of germs. Like, everybody has germs on them. Everybody.
right. That's how your immune system works. Is you come in contact with a germ, and your immune system fights off the whatever the germ is, and that's how your immune system builds up. But if you
Yeah.
don't have an immune system, then
But also,
it's not good.
a lot of them have vaccines. Aren't those supposed to protect them from getting COVID?
Well, no, originally they said that, but then it will, keep you alive. But then even the numbers on that, more people vaccinated die than unvaccinated.
But it still protects them. Remember,
right,
protects them.
they come out.
But I'm perfectly fine. I've gotten like sick twice, and I don't have a vaccine.
Yeah,
And getting sick was not from people. It's just if someone's already sick and I'm next to them,
Yeah.
talking to them, drinking off the same straw or something.
everybody gets sick every year. Just you get a cold, you get this, you get that, and
All
yeah.
depends. Like you're gonna get sick no matter what. Like don't be scared of germs. I mean,
Yeah.
it.
Wash your hands.
Yeah.
Don't cough into people's face or whatever.
It's just common sense.
Exactly. Really, just exactly what it is. Common sense.
Common sense, literally. And if you're more scared of it, I don't know what to tell you. It's life.
Yeah.
Everybody,
Don't leave your house, I guess. Stay there and
yeah,
live as a,
barricade yourself.
Yeah.
There's so many things I could say, but
Yeah. It's pretty sad. Last little story I saw, and which just is extremely alarming and makes me wonder too. But so WHO, World Health Organization, sounds the alarm that Sudanese militants have seized a biolab containing deadly viruses. So it's like the setup of, whatever next they want to leak out, because Biden just announced he's going to run for president again, even though he has 70% of the country has said they do not want him again. He's like, yeah, check the polls. Like, this dude is so
tomorrow he's
delusional.
going to forget he did that.
He forgot the next day. Like, he doesn't. Like, he can't walk upstairs. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, we've all tripped upstairs before, but
he
this dude
trips
is
every
all the time.
time.
Yeah. He can't put a sentence together.
He says something, and then the next day he says something different.
Yeah. Yeah, I was saying the other day that basically your children aren't your children. They are the nation's children.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I found that interesting because the nation has never given me a fucking penny to raise you guys, though. Like,
Yeah.
where's the money
Where's
then?
the child support?
Yeah, where's the child support?
Where's my money?
Biden, where's the child support from, supporting the child? Because I've had to pay child support for 18 years, and thank God that's finally ended. I can say that with a happy note. But how come the government? Like, so if the kids are not
The government
ours,
should pay for everyone. They pay
Yeah.
for their food, their house.
Right.
'Cause they have to live in a house.
Right.
Their clothing.
But so kids aren't ours; they're the nation's children. But
But you're the
nation
ones
has
that
no
raising them.
responsibility to them. Yeah, interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
Very
funny.
interesting. He just wants some more children to sniff because he's a friggin' pedo. But, But no, this whole thing in Sudan is kind of scary. The question for me is, why does Sudan have bio labs then with deadly viruses, especially if it's such an unstable country, which a lot of these countries are? I don't know. It's scary. We live in a
I
scary
just
world.
hope a good president gets elected and we can be free again.
Yeah. It's not looking great.
Yep.
So it's...
Everybody's brainwashed nowadays. A lot of people are.
Yeah, because they watch the news and they think that the news is the
Perfect.
factual information, and the news is just propaganda. That just, it's crazy.
They're scared. How can you be so scared of something?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, so many people don't know their rights either. That's the problem. They don't teach them in school.
they don't
like
care about
should.
it. Like,
Right.
they don't really care. They're just like, they think they know it.
And
They
it's like,
don't.
it doesn't affect me. Well, it does affect you.
Exactly.
It keeps affecting you. It gets worse and worse and worse.
But they get
and-
mad when, like, someone can protest or anything.
Yeah.
It's because you don't know your own rights.
I mean, we're in a state right now where they're trying to pass it. Well, they've been trying to pass, but the Parents' Right Bill, which basically means the school can't be teaching your kids behind your back things like gender and different things like what the Vermont
Opinions.
school's doing.
One opinion.
Right.
Like, I have a teacher in my grade that, like, she has opinions, obviously, but she teaches both sides. She does not just go, like, my previous teachers I've had, they'll say one side, and, like, if you ask them about something, they'll be like, no. That's your guys' opinion. Like, people can have different... It's good that if you want people to have the same opinion as you, but if they have a different opinion, you can't, like, treat them different.
Right.
Sorry
So-
they think different than you.
One of the best teachers I ever had in Newport was Mrs. Thurlow. It was interesting because my mom had Mrs. Thurlow, I had Mrs. Thurlow, and Devin had Mrs. Thurlow.
That's crazy.
So 3 generations had Mrs. Thurlow. And I could, based off of their profession, I would say, all right, they're probably Democrats, right? Because you just typically think teacher, Democrat, liberal, okay? But honestly, I really don't have any clue because they taught in such a way that so if I believed a certain way, they'd play the devil's advocate and try to push me the other way. To think, they want you to think, right? So
Feel
if I'm
both
stuck,
ways.
exactly. So if I'm stuck in this position, they want me to think about the other position, which just makes me a better critical thinker. And so that's like teachers like that. That's what they did. And you didn't
Like-
know who they voted for. You didn't know any of those things because
Yeah.
it wasn't important to school. It was
Like-
teaching kids.
Yeah, like Miss Wood. She's like a very good teacher. Like she's like she doesn't like say you're like talking about Biden, like trash about him or good. She'd still tell you don't talk about him unless it's on our subject.
Right.
Or like Trump, different. Like if you're both ways, and like she doesn't push you to believe one thing. And like she's a really good teacher. She's like strict when she has to be, and like she can be fun. But if the kids are gonna misbehave, she has to do her job. nowhere. She's not gonna let them walk all over her,
Right.
which is good.
Yeah, which is probably a lot of the issue in school now.
They
is-
don't like her because she's a good teacher. She just tells them like yes, no, or no, you're not gonna do that. You're gonna sit here. You're gonna do your work, and if you don't like that, then you're gonna have consequences.
Right.
And some kids love to go to the office, and she's like, no, you're going to stay in here. You can stay right here. I'm not sending you to principal or anything. You're going to stay right here because that's where you like to go.
Yeah. No, it's good.
That's what you need.
We do. We definitely do. And yeah, so hopefully we'll see what happens with the turnover at the school. Hopefully it won't be too bad this year, and we keep trying to make changes and make the school better. And but yeah, behavior. We've talked about this on the show. We talked about this at
Yeah,
meetings. Like,
totally.
behavior is completely out of control at the school. And it's funny
Especially
though, 'cause-
8th grade.
yeah, and like you said, it's funny because after the last school board meeting, the superintendent came in and spent the day in middle school, and you're like, yeah, in the middle school, never been so freaking good except for that day. Like,
No.
yeah,
It's like, and it's different. There's like 2 kids that don't care like what people think about them. They're excellent. Like, she came in and they're like, yeah, I don't like her. They don't know her. It's because they just get mad. Like they try to make, like, some of these kids, like, make me so mad because they almost made, like, one of my favorite teachers quit. Like, she was on the verge twice. And she still came back because she loves, like, the kids.
yeah, it's
And she literally bawled her eyes out because, like, of the kids' grade. She's like, they're not going to pass.
yeah, because she cares, and
And
that's
she tries so hard to get the kids to, like, pay attention. And, like, she's so sweet. She's just funny because she's like, I don't think they're bad kids. She's like, they just need more pressure to, like, learn.
yeah, they need more structure. They need
Yeah.
to be held accountable. And now that teacher, since she sent the letter, has it gotten better in the class or?
Yeah, quite a bit. Sometimes, like, I'll, like, yell at the kid because, like,
They're
I don't want
affecting your education.
Yeah, and I don't want her to quit. Like, that's another thing. She's a good teacher.
Right.
Like, I was like, guys, she's so sweet to you. She tries to do everything for you. Like, she does the most, and, like, any teacher, like, she, like, special treats us. And I was like, so you guys really want her to leave. And then when she leaves, you guys are going to be like, oh, I miss my old teacher. Well, you made her leave. That's going to be your guys' biggest problem is you guys misbehave. But ever since that letter went out, that week, they were so good. They were so good last week.
So
Like-
it helped at least.
Yeah, at least. And, like, when she had to, like, she didn't want to, but she contacted some of the kids' parents in my grade and said, like, this kid has, like, kind of hard trying to focus. And then, like, he came to her and was like, why'd you say this? She's like, it's just hard to say because you, like, do it. But now that kid's good. Like,
Yeah, I
Is it
think some of it
misbehaving?
was happening was your whole class was out of control, and then when an email went home to all the parents, I think a bunch of the parents probably said to their kids, like, hey, you better knock it off in that class. Because I find out it's you, there'll be consequences because they're not all bad parents. It's just, but if the parents don't
the
know.
parents don't know. Like, that's the
So
thing.
I was almost thinking, like, they should just email, that's fine. They should just email, like, once a week. Almost,
Yeah.
like, all the teachers should email that,
Like,
you know, hey, how did today go? And
Yeah.
this week or whatever.
Like, that's what a lot of the teachers do. Like, if the kid, like, misbehaves a lot.
Right.
So, but, like, some of the kids in my grade, I'm like, wow, you act like that. And your parent, like, oh, my God. And, like, when they get detention because they were doing something bad in class, so I was like, why did you give me that? Like, I didn't even do this. I was like, guys, just admit to it. Like, try to agree to it to, like, go away. Like, do something good. Like, just, like, behave. Like, a lot of the kids, like, if they, like, did something bad, like, they wouldn't stop talking during class when she was trying to teach. A lot of the tensions go out for that. But they're always like, I was just, and then they're, like, always have an excuse for everything. I was like, guys, just admit to it.
Yeah, I find that kids nowadays, not just kids, but adults too, like, it's just excuse after excuse. Like, you can't own anything.
Yeah.
And you
I
get all
own it.
mad about it, and you get, like, it's everyone else's fault. And it's like, well, no, it was your fault.
Your fault.
And you can't disagree with people anymore because if you do, it's, you know, it's crazy.
Oh, and the kids go home and say, this teacher did this teacher did this, and then the parent ends up flipping out on the teacher, and the teacher's like, I just gave them a detention because they're doing this. But then the kid goes, Mom, that wasn't me speaking, that was that kid speaking at class, like, it wasn't me, and she's blaming it on me. Like, it's just a bigger deal than it needs to be.
Right. Just go to school, do what you got to do. And
Yeah, and a lot of these
Very
kids,
simple.
like, after that letter went out, like, if they didn't get good grades, they're going to be out of sports. So a lot of the kids that played sports, next year they're going to get hell. They're going to get hell,
yeah.
especially with their grades.
Yeah, the nice thing is like the policy and the thing we have in place is if the child is having issues in school,
Or bad grades.
having a bad grade or whatever, then they're on academic probation. So they're really watched closely to make sure the grades are going up. And
You can't have more than, in my grade, if you have more than 2 IWSs, you're out.
yeah, you can't. You're only allowed one, which we kind of thought was too many too on the board. It was like you shouldn't fail any classes, but some kids manage to go to school every day and keep going to
They
school.
try. Like, I feel bad for, like, at one point, like, last year it was so hard because when my assignments, it was different because they didn't always post them on Classroom like they said they would. So I'd, like, have, like, a 1. But I fixed it, like, as soon as I went back to school.
Right.
So, like, it's different.
But like when it comes to high school, like Miss Martin said, hey, please don't change this policy because some kids only come to school because they want to play football or whatever. So if
Which
this
is
is what's
good.
getting them there, it needs to be what's there.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, we work with them to get their grades better. And so we were like, okay, well, that's fine.
They should keep that policy because a lot of the kids in my grade are going to try harder because they want to play a sport.
Right.
A lot of them, like, love sports, but it's like, I don't think you should be able to be playing them if you're going to act like this. Like, this year for basketball, I was surprised how many kids were playing because the year I had 1 IWS, I was out. Like, I was out for, like, a whole week until I could go. And, like, or, like, if you're suspended, that's a good thing that you can't play.
Right.
But it sucks when you're trying to do something good. Like last year, I was trying to play basketball, but I got to go play basketball for a different team, so I was happy.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't able to play basketball because I got a detention or I got suspended, and I just had to sit,
Yeah. Yeah. When you refuse to wear a mask. Yeah.
which is kind of hard because you did something good.
Yeah. You stood up for your rights and they punished you for it, but that's sometimes what happens, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you still have to stand up for what's right at all costs because that's like once they take your freedoms, there's just not going to come back.
Yeah.
Not going to be like, oh, change your mind, we'll give you back your freedoms. That's not happening. So.
No.
Well, Lydia, thank you for doing the show today with me.
You're welcome.
Once again, tomorrow, Doug Ring's coming in, and then Friday, Jeff North, and then Jeff Kessler's supposed to come in next Friday, talk about the voting and the warrant articles and stuff. Steve will be back on Saturday, at least last I heard. And, yeah, have a great day, and thank you for watching the Tim and Steve Show. We'll see you
Thank you.
next time.
Till I see the golden gates, troubadour and troubled souls, one of God's servants. Blades out, cut the grass till we see the serpents.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues.